Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and today we're going to be unboxing the final pieces of my Hoplomachus order. This one is the Lost Cities. Now, it's not just this box, although this is the one I'm most excited to rip into. I also picked up the Hoplomachus, the Lost Cities, Fa Mel Ruins Arena mat. It's like a neoprene mat. It goes by itself. Now, I'll show you the mat really quick because now you've seen the base box. Before we rip into this, we'll take this away for a second. And we'll take a quick look at the neoprene mat for the arena, which is really cool. And it's actually quite big, so it might actually go off the screen a little bit. Actually, it's pretty good for the most part. So there you go. There is the neoprene mat. Now remember, when we opened up Rise of Rome, there was 3 kind of areas for playmats. Now in Rise of Rome, there's 1 playmat. This is a second playmat. And then within the Lost Cities, there is another gaming mat. So essentially, at the end of the day, the way that Chip Theory Games has actually packaged this product is you can put all 3 into just one of the 2 major boxes. So you don't even need to put them all into just have them separated across the Lost Cities and Rise of Rome. I think you can actually pack it all into one, and so that's really cool because they are actually decent sized boxes. But this is the game mat. Again, I can't talk to specifics on what's here because I haven't actually played it yet, but I wanted to give you guys kind of a look at it from a distance. So I'll just do a quick pan. We'll zoom in a little bit and you can kind of get an idea of the quality of it. Now again, like, it's very, very nice. Like it pops out. The colors are amazing, and that's the thing, like I'd said prior unboxings, with neoprene mats that I've seen in the past, some of them lose a lot of their color. They kind of get faded and things like that. But the guys at Chip Theory Games have gone above and beyond with the coloring of this particular product, so I'm really happy with it. Now, this would have been one of their earlier ones, if I'm not mistaken. And if you actually notice right down here in the corner, the bottom right corner, there's a section which I'll zoom in on. And this was basically a little talk about the arena itself. And it says right here, this arena is dedicated to all the backers who supported our flagship game on Kickstarter. So when this originally went to Kickstarter, this was, I'm assuming, an exclusive at the time, or an additional playmat that wasn't maybe planned, or something along those lines. Or a thank you, essentially, to the backers at that time. So that's really cool that they're allowing people to pick that up now. Now, the thing is, you'll also notice way up here in the top left corner, there is a Lost Cities emblem here. So this one did tie into the Lost Cities, but again, remember with Hoplomachus, everything across the board is mergeable. So you can take all your houses from all those different 3 different systems, the Lost Cities, Rise of Rome, and Origins, and mash them all together. So your collection can become one gigantic collection, which, I mean, I think most people are going to want to do. So what we're going to do here is we'll move this mat out of the way for a second because really there's not too much else to show you. Again, the design pattern on it's really nice. It's, like I said, it's colorful. It's got some really cool swords going up here, some tracks on either side. These are for crowd favor, so for those of you that are familiar with the game, this is going to track your favor and obviously gain you certain abilities that you're going to be able to use along the way, but all that stuff's kind of outside of my realm of experience just yet. But this is good for, it even says the prep area key has player versus player, solo versus board, co-op 2 versus board, and co-op 3 versus board. Because remember, the Hoplomachus, the Lost Cities, was the first entry into Hoplomachus, and it played 1 to 3 players. Now that's this one that I'm going to show you right now, the one we're going to actually unbox. Plays 1 to 3. When Rise of Rome came out, which was the second installment, then they jumped to 4 players at that point in time. So this is Hoplomachus, the Lost Cities, the one that I was waiting on, the last box for Hoplomachus that I'll be unboxing, at least anytime soon. So this one here, I'll do a quick flip so you can see the back of it, and we'll take a read at it. So actually kind of similar to what they had on the other one, Rise of Rome. We got the Dice Tower, Tom Bassel up here. A simple, easy to play war game with unique pieces and a lot of heart. It was voted the best crowd-funded game of 2012. That's kind of cool. That's something I actually wasn't aware of. That was... and it says buy crits happen, so and maybe that was from them. But yeah, again, it's just going to just give you a kind of an overview of the game. Like I said before, 1 to 3 players, maybe a little difficult to see on the screen, so I'll just kind of zoom in a bit so you can see. So down there you got 1 to 3 players, ages 12 and up, 30 to 60 minutes. And these are the items included in your, or contents of this particular box. You got the rulebook, the gaming mat, 4 reference cards, 10 dice, 3 beads, 3 bags, that's kind of a lot, and 175 chips. So very, very cool. I cannot wait to merge this into what I already have. That's going to be really, really fun. So let's get into this one. Let's crack it open and see what we have. So this is a pretty wide box, so I may have to zoom in, zoom out a couple times. So typically during unboxings, I try to avoid that. I don't want to make people sick, but I do it at times, especially in a box this size. It's quite large. I do apologize also for waiting until the 5-minute mark to actually unbox this, but I wanted to let you guys know, for those people that aren't familiar, a little bit about where this one sits in the series. I kind of unboxed them in reverse order. Origins was the first one I unboxed, and I'm doing a playthrough of. That's their 3rd entry into Hoplomachus. Then I unboxed Rise of Rome, which was their 2nd entry, and now we're all the way back to the base original game, at the 1st entry, The Lost City. So a little bit of an odd unboxing, kind of doing it backwards, but hopefully that was made clear, and hopefully you guys understand that. So, and of course, when you go to their site and potentially pick it up, they make that clear as well. So anyway, I'm really excited about this. This box is exactly the same size as Rise of Rome in terms of area space it takes up. So it will definitely have a few situations where it'll be an interesting mesh with Rise of Rome, to say the least. Okay, so let's crack this thing open, because I've been waiting for a bit here, and let's see what we've got inside. Let's see if I can get this out, and there we go. All right, so we have, wow, there's so much stuff. Okay, so again, the rule book, if you're familiar, or that's actually kind of cool. There's a little bit of a thing in there. But yeah, so rule book, very similar to Rise of Rome. So exact same kind of setup's going to have some information about the story, what you should expect inside, a components list so you can check to make sure that you have everything. And then of course it's going to talk about the mats and all that kind of stuff, the goal, the setup. It's all in large fonts, very easy to read. You can see it's quite easy to read even from a distance. Big and colorful. So there's actually not too much to say about this. The fact that the rulebook is only 12 pages says a lot, because that means you're going to be able to get this. Again, that goes back to what was said on the back of the box, being a quick and easy game to play. The rulebook's nice. It's got a like premium gloss to it. But again, it's really small, so it's going to be a quick read for you to get it to the table, which is a plus. And again, you can watch my playthrough to understand more. You get a bunch of cards, I guess, inside of this as well. And it seems like they kind of explain a little bit about the houses in the game. So El Dorado's there. Looks like there's probably all the houses are probably listed here. And because this was the first entry into the series, I imagine that this was kind of like the one that kind of set the tone for maybe how things work. It also even shows city abilities. I don't know, that's the thing. This may be a totally different mechanic that was only in the Lost Cities and maybe Rise of Rome, so I can't speak to it too much, but it does have some story text there as well, so that's nice. Very similar to Rise of Rome. The Lost Cities here has 2 of these brown tubes in it. Now in the previous unboxing, I said that they were for storing mats. They're actually not. They're really they just essentially plug up the holes. I can't actually get a mat to fit inside of this tube, so really the whole idea is you're supposed to just take them out and then you store your mats in here. So like I said before, there's obviously a new mat that comes in Lost Cities. There's the mat that I just showed you off camera, which could fit in here, and then I could go get Rise of Rome's map or a mat and put it in here as well. So essentially one box, whichever one you choose, Lost Cities or Rise of Rome, could essentially should be able to house the entire game. This one looks like it's a little tighter for a fit because there's only one extra row here. But you know what? I think if you took all these chips out and stuff like this, because I have the premium ones, then you gain a whole bunch of rows. You'd be able to bring Rise of Rome over, I think, pretty easily. They said they give you 3 bags in this one, which is pretty awesome. I might end up using a couple of these bags actually for games like Arkham Horror and stuff like that. So that's actually kind of a plus because I already have a dice bag that came with the other versions. So now I've just got extra dice bags, and that's never a bad thing. We've got the regular dice, but as you guys know, I have the premium ones, so I won't be using these too often, if ever, because the premium alloy ones are so nice that you'd be crazy to go back to these ones. These are good, though. Like, if you just purchased this, they're perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with them whatsoever. Good, high-quality dice. Printing's nice and clear to see. But at the same time, just be aware that the alloy dice are just so thematic that if there's any add-on you're going to quickly grab to just supplement your game, that's it. 100%. I'd even take it over the chips, like additional expansions on the chips. So again, we got some more houses here. So let's take a look what we got. This is probably Atlantis. Yep. So a whole house worth of Atlantis chips. So that's what's really cool. Again, premium chips. They weigh, I think, 11.5 grams, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in that range. And they, oh, I think I said that last time and I was actually wrong, but it's somewhere in that range. Yeah, they're very, very nice. And this is going to add quite a bit to each house, which is going to be awesome. And this actually looks like it's just like an Atlantis chip, just a chip for the group, which is kind of cool. Each Atlantis chip has a regular back like that, but then each one has its own stats. So we'll just go through a couple of them so you guys can see them. I may not go through every single one because we could be here for a bit. There's 175 chips in the game. I don't know if that's including the non-premium ones or not, like the health chips over there. But yeah, the artwork's always been phenomenal on this stuff. I've always liked, and even off camera, I've taken a minute just to kind of check out the art and enjoy it because it does really stick out. This has got a grayscale kind of look to it. This one here is a tactic. Units move range is reduced to 0. It's permanent. Very cool. This guy looks like he's screaming in pain or possibly yawning because he's very tired. Maybe I'm boring him with my unboxing. Bolster health. There's some liquor. So yeah, like again, like very, very nice artwork and very fitting of the time period that they're going for with this and stuff like that. So again, there's no complaints there for me whatsoever. They've always been super nice. I do apologize for my callous hands. They probably show up quite often, but I go to the gym, so every so often my hands look like they've been through a meat grinder. So I do not have the hands of a model, so do apologize for that. Okay, so this is a CF tactic. I have no idea what this is, so I'm not even going to bother apologizing for this because there's no point. I don't know what these are. These are probably specific to the Lost Cities, something I could be wrong. I know there's some white chips in Origins as well, but I haven't got to them yet, so I don't know when they come into play, but there's a few different things here like tactics and stuff like that, so who knows? I don't know what these are going to do, whose house they belong to, or if it's kind of like a pool type situation, or maybe it's you know, kind of goes with a mat particularly. I'm not sure, or a particular objective. So but I'm sure some of you guys do know, so if you happen to know and you want to help people out in the comments, go ahead and fire that in. That's always a good thing to help somebody else out. Again, at this point, me just doing this as an unboxing, I'm not trying to actually tell you about the game until we get into playing it, because I'm unboxing it. This is the first time I've ever seen it in person, at least this version anyway. So again, we got some more of those white chips. We have one single red chip in here, which is just a standard Hoplomachus two-sided coin. I guess if you wanted to flip it to see who goes first, you could do that. You got some black ones that are sitting in between here. These guys are, oh, they're beasts. So they're very cool. So you got like an arena beast. You've got a arena criminal, another arena criminal, another one, and another one. So a bunch of them. And then of course you've got a whole bunch of yellow, which is El Dorado. So there's a whole bunch. I'm only going to show you about half of them. Just know that I've got another chunk of them off to the side, but I don't want to show you every single one because it could take a while. But I just want to give you a good idea. They're all going to be upside down in the wrong ways. The one thing I noticed about this one though, this version has lots of archers. Like all kinds of archers. So you already saw 2 or 3 so far. But I believe that's one of the main things in this one, was having like a line at the back of the drafting area for archers. So maybe tactical range probably starts to go way, way up in this particular version. I'm seeing 2s, I'm seeing 3. So you never know. Some of the tacticians have them. Okay, so those are the El Dorado chips, and now we'll move over here, take a look at these black ones, see what they're all about. Hoplomachus, nope. These ones are Xanadu. So that's the other thing too you have to remember, is that back at the very beginning, not all the houses that I've been showing you up to this point were included, because this is the first entry into the series, so there are houses that probably didn't exist when this particular version came out. Again, we've got a whole handful of chips here, a bunch for each house. I'll show you maybe half them, because again, just for time's sake. So there is There's one. Got a defender. Another defender. This one's upside down, so I'll flip it around for you. Zidanian Brawler, very cool. And this is a Zidanian Attacker. A couple of those. And there's more too. So I'll show you the last little bit here because we do have some time. So this guy's got a crazy amount of health. And he's also rolling 2 black dice, which is really nasty. Oh, there's another one of those double-sided chips. I imagine that these things are probably just used as covers, maybe. I don't know. There might be a reason why that they're in this box, but I've never seen those ones before where they've been... I've never seen the double-sided chips for the different houses yet. I don't think in any of the other versions. So I don't know if it was only included on the first version just for keeping things separated. Or what, but there might be an actual purpose. I'll take a look in the rulebook. Maybe if you guys happen to know actually, if there's a reason for it, you can let me know. That'd be awesome. So that's that. We covered the dice. There's obviously a bead in here, so that you get these beads that obviously go on the go on the mats. So you got a blue one and kind of an off yellowish kind of color. Clear, translucent, and of course your regular health chips, which I won't be using because I have premium, so I'll probably keep them in these plastic cases and maybe use them for poker on the side someday or something. So what I'll end up doing, like I told you guys, they're going to end up putting probably both the mats in here. What I will show you though is this mat, because I want you to see exactly what mat comes in the Lost Cities box, because you may not end up picking up the separate mat that I just showed you at the beginning. But this is the one that comes in this particular one for the Lost Cities. And this is what it looks like. So it actually has a very similar look to the one I just showed you, but totally different layout. So you can tell it was 100% based in the Lost Cities. I'm going to have to do a little zoom in on my hand and bring it out and hope that... Nope, that didn't help. So let's do a quick cheat on the camera here and see if we can get this to focus on something. And we're going to bring it back out. And magic, okay. So there you go, there's your playing surface. This is the play mat that shows up in Hoplomachus, the Lost Cities. So again, this is a very different layout. And again, I can't speak to any of these hexes that appear special to me, like this one, these two in here. Again, it's probably very specific. We're playing through Origins, and you remember we're playing on those raised platforms. I'm sure there's all kinds of game mechanics that go into this particular map as to how to play it. There's even this little dice symbol up here in the top that shows you what to do when you roll. And my guess is you roll a dice in order to determine movement. There's all kinds of things like that. I don't know if that's for the solo play. It would make sense. Over here, we can take a quick look at, if I zoom in on it really quickly, just the wording on this particular arena. So this one says, dominate the stones at the center of this arena, and you will find yourself the victor. Challenge yourself further by accepting a random face-off with our deadly arena beasts. Let the games begin. Okay, so that makes more sense now. When we were seeing these particular numbered caged areas here, it's obvious that the beasts would likely come out of these particular spots. So if we were playing this game, that's probably why we saw beasts in the game. That was a big theme, I guess, in the Lost Cities, was having maybe tigers and all that kind of stuff coming up from these grates and stuff like that and coming out onto the field and having to defeat them, which is really cool. Very thematic. So I'm excited to merge this all into what I already have. So I'm going to end up merging this in 100% because it'll make for quite the collection. But I want you guys to know that if you have just picked into this video just now, just jumped in for the first time, and just happened to be looking at this one, I do have a Hoplomachus Origins playthrough going, and I'm doing the solo trials. So if you really want to see the game in action on a smaller scale, because this is obviously big and there's just a lot going on, it's better, in my opinion, to take a look at Hoplomachus Origins just to get your feet wet, especially for solo players where they're trying to figure out the rules. And it's really quick to get to the table. So if you're really interested in that, check out my Hoplomachus Showcase, which is where this video should be embedded. But also, I just hope that you guys will be able to watch that and actually get something out of it so that you can come out on the other side and say that you can get that thing to the table as quick as possible, because that's really the aim, is to teach you guys how to play it and also play it with you. So please join in the playthrough if you happen to be watching this video and it's still going. So again, I want to thank everybody for your support. You guys are amazing. I do apologize for me fumbling through this particular unboxing, mainly because this is actually the one out of all the Hoplomachus ones that I'm really not familiar with, because the Lost Cities was their very first entry into the fray of their series, and I never I never had any research done into this prior to picking it up, but I knew of Rise of Rome. I had looked into it, and same with Origins, so I had a little bit more familiarity with what was going on. With this one, really not so much. But again, this is an unboxing, so it was what it was. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do like it, give me a thumbs up, and I hope you will join us on the Hoplomachus Showcase. Thank you so much for your support, and as always, keep on rolling solo.